This is going to be your guide to using Charizard in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So, the Generation 9 meta has been really weird because it's about being as creative and unpredictable as possible to take out the very predictable anti-setup, anti-tank strategies, and that might be where Charizard can do something. Problem is, Chi-Yu exists, and Chi-Yu has 100 speed and just obliterates things as a special fire-type sweeper, so Charizard effectively loses an entire niche and has no reason to be played, but it's available because of events and stuff, so you might want to use it. How can we use it is kind of the first angle I wanted to take, and maybe as a Sunsetter, because if you get a couple of turns of weather, you can actually play into that with photosynthesis, so you'd have to build a team around it. But now it's like, alright, we got some sun, we can do some like Roaring Moon sweeping, maybe some Walking Wake, because that is what Walking Wake wants. And in my moveset guide, I talked about, like, yeah, if you get the sun set up, this thing is going to mow everything down. So Charizard gets sun, tries to contribute a little, and then it's about like trying to find some kind of photosynthesis Pokemon to really just pop off with and do some kind of strategy. That way you don't have to waste your booster energy or anything, and you're just working with free stats for a couple of turns to finish off the sweep. Will that happen? I don't know, maybe. But my idea is like, alright, we play around solar power, so you set Sunny Day. 100 speed is also really weird and kind of captures the ugliness of the Generation 9 meta, because it started off like super slow. Effectively, what happened was Golden Go became like the new 100 base speed, like 110 base speed sweeping analog. Anything slower than that just gets set up on with like sub Nasty Plot and dumpstered, and nothing faster existed because all you needed was Golden Go to take out anything that wasn't Dondozo, and then you have like Rotom or something for Dondozo, and it's kind of like crept up more to where people weren't running any speed or like very small speed creeps on Golden Go, but then Golden Go started going full speed Modest, and now it's actually going like full speed Timid to a degree, so it's harder to kind of predict all this because it's all anti, and then that makes it kind of weirder for the Charizard. So my thought is like, what about 80? Now there's a lot of Dragonite out there, max speed Dragonite, Adamant Nature, wall breaking, some kind of setup. You just need 100 speed to outspeed it, and then that's going to give you a little bit of extra bulk. Like, does 20 extra hit points matter? You know, can we really do anything with like 13% more health durability on a 78, 85 to get our Sunny Day set up, not get one shot, and then maybe do a little bit extra? So like, if that's the case, then this kind of creeps that. But now we're talking about like timid Golden Go on an 84, well, you know, that's going to be 152 versus 149, and I guess you might as well keep it that way. But then, like, all the traditional sweeping Pokemon around 100 speed or higher, they want to run that offensive nature, that way they get as much damage as possible and find one-shots into all the extra power creep and stuff going on. So, at least, like, that's kind of what we have to work with. We can cut stats off the 100 speed, or we can just make Charizard, like, some kind of, hey, not much is going to be faster than us kind of Pokemon, and then just try to get crazy amounts of damage on the setup. And then into Solar Power, we're actually dealing with like one-hit KOs now. Cool. Because like your Sunny Day, 50% to fire, Solar Power gives you an extra 1.5x. We saw Charizard do really well in Generation 8 because of this, even when Dynamax wears off, and then you just kind of run it down. Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, Solar Beam, it's like you have a choice band. You don't really have much intent to survive or hard sweep anyways because you're just Charizard, and then when you get KO'd, you still actually bring contribution to the team that actually has more power than Charizard in photosynthesis potentially. So that's something to take into consideration. As for other move sets, like Blaze is effectively the same thing if you're only using Flamethrower, so no setup that's a bit more complicated in Shenanigans and Sunny Day, which could also go wrong, where it's like, now, what happens with this move set if they just lead Iron Bundle and they one-shot you with a Water-type move? Or because, again, like, 78 isn't really that great, any neutral stab hit from a banded Pokemon or some kind of, like, naturally hard-hitting Pokemon is just taking you out before you get a chance to play the game. So what do you do in those situations? Well, nothing. You either switch and lose, or you just kind of lose your lead before you get any set up, and now it's a 2v3. Challenge mode. With this, you actually have, like, some options to do things, because, okay, you can endure, gain some extra stats, and then you can kind of work with that. You still have, like, a lot of damage. Patea Berry means, like, yeah, what happens if Iron Bundle hits? You lose. But that's also opening up, like, Salac Berry angles, and we can investigate both of those. I just wanted to look at the damage, like, okay, how does this work as wall breaking as well? Because you can just have the option to do damage, potentially take a hit, depending on damage calculations. You endure, Patea Blaze activates, and now you can just, like, do crazy amounts of damage as well with that freedom, you're not going to go down to your own solar power, and it's good to have those extra little kinds of options. So, damage calculations. Flamethrower is going to give us 50%. Or not Flamethrower, Blaze is going to give us 50%. The Potato Berry is going to give us an extra 50%. We're doing over double damage because of the way the multiplication works. And we're one-shotting Silvally damage analog. So we're just destroying pretty much anything that's neutrally coming in front of us. Cool. Do you go Terra Fire? I guess. Like, I don't think Charizard's a Pokemon to waste your Terra on. But as I've talked about, it's good to have, like, that 1% of cases where it's like, wait a second, I actually get the sweep if I go Terra Fire Charizard right now, one-shot the thing that's, like, resisting me or otherwise has, like, too much bulk, and then we just win because they can't deal with the Terra Fire Charizard that has all this Giga Boosting going on. So if you need to, you can. The damage is kind of interesting. But what about Salac Berry? Because that's kind of the same idea, where, like, you do this, you Blaze into a Salac Berry. It means you're also not getting, like, 50% on your other moves, but who kind of cares at that point? And then you're just looking pretty strong. I also just realized this doesn't fit on the screen. I don't get it. When I go to, like, the damage calculators, sometimes, like, it'll all fit on the screen, and other times it's just randomly offset. So yeah, like, that's what you do to Silvally. You do damage. As for just going into an Iron Bundle on an effective +1 because of Blaze activating off of your your Endure, yeah, that's all you need to KO because Iron Bundle has no special defense and very low hit points. So the neutral stab Flamethrower picks up the Iron Bundle in an interesting kind of trading dance where it's like, alright, Iron Bundle leads, you go Endure, they hit you, Salac Berry activates, now you're faster. Can see the speed right here, 206 versus 228. So we win that. We also creep into some other weird +1 stuff. With that modest nature, we find enough damage, and then we win, and now we're a Charizard with Blaze active and +1 speed, outspeeding everything. It's not going to find as many KOs, but it's one of those like cheeky little things where you can go 1-for-1+, or maybe the Air Slash flinches them, and then that's enough damage conversion to where now Flamethrower picks it up, and you can go 2-for-1. And then funny things happen. Now, problem is, like, maybe Iron Bundle expects some shenanigans or a switch, and then they get a free sub off, and then you Endure, and you're just kind of staring at each other, and now you hard lose the game, because not only do you have to deal with the Iron Bundle, you have to deal with an Iron Bundle, or any fast-sweeping KO Pokemon behind a sub, and then you just lose the game. So this kind of, like, gives you the same effect where you go Flame Charge. Like, you're swapping the item effect and the move effect. So Flame Charge gives you speed. We're not a physical attacker here. We're just doing it for that +1 speed with our Focus Sash, activating the Blaze, and then we're just that. We're decent speed, damage, running it. Hopefully something works out with this Pokemon, damage boosting kind of thing. Very simple, but it does deal with specific threats and has, like, interactions that can be pretty nice. Also, the Flame Charge breaking potential Focus Sashes, then powering you up. Again, just another 1-for-1+. So that's kind of what Charizard can do. It can do classic Endure Berry into actually have... Like, that's kind of where the starters go. Like, every starter Pokemon can effectively fall back onto Endure Berry into basic ability, and then try to 1-for-1+. And Charizard can do that. Or you can get cute with it and try to do some weird things, depending on what the opponent is setting up. And that might be alright. Now, unfortunately, even though we are a Fire-type special attacker, that 109 is pretty bad. So against Golden Go, if it's a timid Golden Go and we're speed creeping it, cool, we just KO it. If it has some kind of hit point investment, gets a bit sketchier. Like, full bulk Golden Go means you don't really get to KO it. Some, like, tech hit point speed creepy thing means you don't really get to KO it, and that's kind of ugly. So that interaction, like, it's one of those things where, like, it'd be really nice where if Golden Go leads, and then you could just Flamethrower it without any boosting. No Sunny Day Solar Power, no Blaze, no items, no extra effects, no whatever. Like, you just go and KO it, and then you can go for your setup in the 3v2 and have, like, a little bit of room to play with. Maybe Golden Go could do something like a sub, again, expecting something weird, but even then you're outspeeding and KOing it. So it's just one of those things where Charizard is not going to succeed as a lead into a lot of other Pokemon, but if you get this off, the amount of power that you can expect from it is very high, because now, again, we're dealing with the effective same amount of damage as going Blaze, Potato Berry, because we have 1.5, 1.5, and then we just kind of hurt things. So it's kind of a gamble. It's pretty hard to predict leads because everyone has like a lead, anti-lead, anti-lead, lead, anti-lead, anti-lead, lead, anti-lead kind of flowchart in their mind. So even though it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, I brought this Pokemon, so there's absolutely no reason they should lead this Pokemon, like their Pokemon, because they just lose the game on the spot. And then they lose the game on the spot Pokemon, and you didn't bring like the 3 counters on your team that you had to it, because the game is ugly and weird right now. So it's kind of like, I don't think there's really any place where you can put Charizard on your team and go, there's absolutely no reason for them to lead those Pokemon, therefore Charizard wins. That's a quick way to lose the game. So Charizard can lose your game by not bringing much as a lead and just going straight down or letting your opponent set up for free, which is what a lot of Pokemon want. There's also some situations where, like, yeah, you do this, you pick up a KO, and then you have 4 turns of a Photosynthesis boosted Pokemon for free that still gets to retain another item and set up, and then you can win off that. So something usable on the Charizard, and then like I said, you can just kind of play around with extra boosts and extra stats and go 1-for-1+, which does put you in an advantageous position and can help you win the game. So that's Charizard. If you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.